Hi there, lovely people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel once again. This is going to be a morning thoughts episode, which I do from time to time. Nowadays, on an almost regular basis, extra video, just talking, with my audience, you guys. Okay. Hopefully, you're doing good. Time is going towards 5 a.m. here, late night, early morning. I finished doing two videos. One individual review, other one is a list, long video. This video also may run long. I don't know. So hopefully, you're doing good. I will share a few things with you. First of all, I want to share with you one news that is one of our Bangladeshi channels, like they have YouTube platform, Facebook, maybe they're going to soon open a, channel or TV channel or something like that. So they have different stream. They are called Cholti. Cholti means like happening, like one very brilliant guy, he was innovator. He's a very well-educated, creative person behind this whole channel. They have like a team of 29-30 people. So recently, what they do is they create content from all over Bangladesh, like my country, and they go to all like even remote places, all part of Bangladesh. They pick up stories from like, let's say they have a horror story channel. Others one is called like Uddokta means basically entrepreneurship. Like they promote or show like people's inspiring stories, like the ones they are not famous. So because of this channel, they get like so many views, people get to know about creative people. So I'm not calling myself creative, but one of my friends told me like the channel wants to do an interview with me, and brother Shoykot Bhai is one of my best friends in fragrance community. So he sort of knocked them, and then they contacted me. So they were supposed to do episode on my fragrance collection, or the journey rather, but sorry about that. Sometimes okay, so yeah, so they did that episode. It was about 6 hours of shooting. I shared with you a news, but the video is not coming out. But they did 2 videos with me. Other one was a bonus, unexpected. I did a horror story episode with them. That one was apparently uploaded in their horror channel. So they have like 3 or 4 platforms, right? So once that video of fragrance journey of mine that comes up, I think they're taking time because they're doing editing and they're trying to make it, as nice as possible. It was all shot in this room, it was very tough because my room is very, congested. So once that is out, I'll share with you. But the horror story I'll share, it is in Bengali language. If you follow Bengali, if you understand from Kolkata, Bangladesh, anywhere, you can watch it. Okay, so that's one thing. But honestly speaking, I didn't expect the second episode. They liked me so much. They said they want to do 2 more episodes, my watch collection, my hats and everything. I said in future perhaps, right? That's one thing. Very happy about that, and thanks to Shoykot Bhai once again for your awesome gesture. True friend, okay? So he just knocked me, I was sleeping, and I was so tired. I was talking to him for about 1 hour, then I fell asleep. And then he messaged me, I just jumped, like who messaged me at this hour? It was like around 2 a.m. I think, right? And I woke up and he said, brother, your video was uploaded. Then I was like, okay, I put a rush, I shared it on profile. So I want to talk about horrors. Sometimes, weird things happen in life. I observed, witnessed many, not paranormal activities, but sometimes, you get scared by things, and mostly, like nighttime when it's dark, it's mysterious. You do not know what's out there. It's said in our country, like, when you're growing up, it was told that do not go to rooftop after 7 p.m. or evening when the sun goes down, spirits live there. These are obviously like, each country has their own versions, like spiritual thing or a mysterious thing, or what do you call this, I don't know, like folklores or something. Like people believe in certain things, and I respect it. Like if you go to Tibet, people feel there is some what are those creatures, they live there up there, like they showed in the movie Mummy, right? It's not Sphinx. What are those, llamas? No. I don't know, those animals, that big beasts, like they live there in Tibet. So people, they say, talk about Bigfoot. It's all mystery. They obviously have so interesting things like the X-Files, unsolved mysteries, and some horrors. They make horror films as well. So I was always a fan of horror. Like I like scary stuff, even though I'm very scared of them. Like let me give you an example. When I was a student, in university, 4 or 5 of our friends on an Eid day, we went to watch this film called, not The Ring, it was The Grudge. Okay, it was on the sequels, which from the movie Ring, and the movie was in English. So we were like, we will go last show, like we go to like 10:30, 11, so it will finish somewhere at 12:30, okay, or 1. So we go with friends, we drove, like in Malaysia, it was like I think Surya KLCC or somewhere. So in the theater itself, it's always dark, the passage and everything. So we're like, at first, nothing wrong. But halfway through the movie, if let's say we have to go to pee, at the washroom, moment we come out, there's nobody else in the theater because it's the last show, right? Most of the people left. And by the time you go from the, let's say, number 6 or number 4 cinema hall to the loo, you will be very scared. You don't want to go to the loo alone because, you're scared after watching The Grudge. Watch that movie Grudge. You'll see. We got like jumped so many times. And then I watched definitely The Ring 2. Man, those movies are messed up, Literally, like if you really something really scared us back then, those are the movies. The Mirror. Isn't The Mirror? What is the movie? There's like a mirror movie. Forgot the name. Reflection or Mirror. And then there were many other films, like we really got spooked. But nowadays, when they make horror films, it's kind of boring, If you watch something like Omen, back in the days, that was scary film, man. All movies set in 70s, 80s, but scares us still, So I like those old films. Even that movie, Johnny Depp was in there. Not Secret Window. What's that movie? That guy, the horseman, I forget everything. Oh, man. The Silent Hill, no. Anyway, so you guys know what movie I'm talking about. So I love horror. And personally, I, experience a lot of scary things. Sometimes, when you feel like something is in presence, dogs can tell because literally there are spirits around, Some of you laugh like, hey, but animals can detect, if there is a predator around or some spirit around, they'll be very alert, their ears go down. So owners of dog are very lucky. They can even sense earthquake and natural disasters, right? So I believe in this because in this world, it's a very mysterious place. A lot of things happen that we cannot explain. We cannot explain. Some of you say we don't believe in God and stuff, but you cannot explain where you came from, where you're gonna go, what's your destination, what's our purpose here, right? But it's an interesting world. Horror, gothic, vampires. Nah, I don't think they exist. That's funny. But I enjoy winter because that time feels like a little bit. Visibility is bad. What's ahead, we do not know. If you're driving late night, it's gonna give us shivers. Like it chills. We look around. So yeah, horror is interesting. Those who love horror, please do share your, passion if you like horror movies. Even the action movies like Hostel or Dead Snow. Those movies. They are good, man. They are really, really good. Even though we're scared, we still watch, right? So yeah, a lot of movies I watched in my life. And there was a time I used to have a terabyte, like external hard disk I brought from Malaysia. All my life's collection of movies, series, like dramas, Korean movies, The Train to Busan, A lot of these things were there, but one day I dropped it and it just ruined, I couldn't recover it. So I missed my TV serials, movies. And I used to have marathon, just have food, watch movies one by one, TV series like, that Dexter, How I Met Your Mother, Friends, you guys know, right? So that's one part. Second part, I always forget. Last few days, I want to talk about these two topics. It's about people. And I keep talking, there's like all continuation, okay? So I would like to continue as well. Someone messaged me earlier today, said they are really my well-wisher. And I just received a message which was very caring. Thank you so much, brother, for that in Instagram. And I really felt like, I needed like a closure or eye-opener, He gave some really good tips, what I'm going through, and he understood. So respect and thanks for keeping it real, Not always you need compliments and yes, sometimes you need a little bit of a reality check. I appreciate that. So when the thing is happening, because, you go through phases in life, there was a time I did not care for these things, I was running, I was like a robot, but now I feel, like I notice a lot of things and I like to share with you. So at least my experience can help others. It could be an eye-opener, if you're going through some rough patches, it can help you through depression. So I'm not the most inspiring guy, but I'm just sharing my stories, right? So I want to talk about one thing, like, sometimes people are the most scary thing. Like when you talk about ghosts, I had a purpose for telling all these ghost stories, horror things. I really feel the most scary thing on this planet are human beings. They can do some most dark, horrifying acts, like there are a lot of, criminals in the past, right? They are really like not human, So I am very scared of more so than animals, snake, dog, tigers. I'm scared of human beings, okay? I will tell you why. Many of you also will understand that sometimes, people come into our life, they seem like a very nice people, friendly people you can trust, you can depend on them, you can share the secrets, personal stories. And in future, sometimes, people do show us their dark side, and they turn out to be very unpleasant. And may it be a relationship, may it be a friendship, may it be a family, may it be a stranger that you met. I always follow few things now, few discipline. That is, never trust people too quickly, never fall in love too quickly. If you let's say you're enjoying like so much, like enjoy someone's company so much, you just keep meeting them, and you share so much so quickly, these things will make you regret. Okay, and there is no clear cut explanation. I cannot assure you like this is the logic, but once you meet people through fragrance game community, always be mindful of one thing, that you don't know these people in personal life. Don't share your personal things with them. If they don't share anything about them, don't share anything from your life with them, because you're open-minded, you like to talk like me. I regretted it so much with so many people. They're so clever, they're so manipulative. Okay, they will make you feel like, this is my best friend, these guys I can trust. I can come here and then share so much of my day, the secrets. These people sometimes have bad intention. I don't want to say black magic, I don't want to scare you, like they'll put a curse, or like those we call it black magic, right? Yeah, they're gonna put like what's the thing they do, they control your mind and stuff. People don't do that, but I feel sometimes people control you, and some people do have shades of devil in them. Okay, I'm getting kind of sorry, you see, I'm getting kind of goosebumps when I think of these things. But I'll tell you, devil is there, like God is there, angels are there, devil's there. Devil's whole role is kind of scary, right? Sorry. Yeah, so I was saying that, like devil at work is very dangerous. He tries to always like put you to wrong direction, like he wants to achieve something, like or do the bad deed, push someone off the cliff or something, those horrible things. Or let's say purposely like what you're doing to someone, and you pretending to be their friend, but actually you are going to harm them, you're going to set them up and stuff. Okay, so this kind of things are very scary, and not everybody who pretends to smile and be friendly are your friends. Okay, fair warning, you might think you have a lot of friends. In reality, when you grow old, you'll see most of the friendly faces are there either for something gain, or they want to stick around to you because they don't like you, they're jealous of you or envious, or they just want to put you in a wrong direction so you suffer. Some of the people, they do that. So don't trust so quickly. Watch their words, what they say, and their actions. Okay, if they show you that they cannot be relied, or like what you call like dependent, not dependent, you cannot depend on them, you cannot count on them, and you see 1, 2, 3 different occasions where they sort of stabbed you at the back or something, they broke your trust, move away from them. You don't have to care. Many of us have this burden of courtesy, like we're nice people, and what would people think? It's so rude. If you see someone is harming you, they're hurting you, you heard something that they're speaking behind you, they say to your face, man, that person, the person's B is so bad, he's like such a horrible person, she's such a horrible person, and they go from you to person B and talk about you. So when people backbite about other people, be very careful of these people, because they are nobody's friends. A person who's friends with everybody is nobody's friends. This is I'm just telling you from my real life experience. So I don't have that many friends. I do have friends in a way that I share. We have some distance, but we hang out, we need company, we need to share once in a while, you have to socialize a little bit. But to be that close to someone, like you really like are close to, you talk a lot, you share everything, sometimes we're not lucky to have it, and sometimes we're lucky enough not to have it as well. Okay, you see what I mean? Sometimes it's important that you are at peace. You can trust yourself, you can trust God, but you cannot trust certain people out there, because you do not know what their intentions are. Okay, so this thing will affect you very, very seriously when you are in very deep relationship with someone, like you are with them literally like your soul to soul connection, but you share everything with them. They know all your life secrets, your weak points, your dark secrets, and and once you break up with them, or they break up and they disappear, this thing can turn very fatal. They will harm you, hurt you in ways that you cannot imagine, because they know your weak spot, they know exactly where to hurt you. Other outsiders, they don't know things about you, right? So I'll tell you, be very careful what you're sharing with what, and then be ready for consequences as well. Because if let's say the terms go bad, from once lover, you become enemies, right? That time they're gonna talk to new supplies, new people about you, all the horrible things, just to make you look like the bad guy. Okay, they may go to social networks, talk about bad things about you, so that they go after. Sometimes I know certain exes, they say stuff like they act like victims, and they make their new supply, new boyfriend, new girlfriend go attack mode on the ex because they said, I need revenge, can you help me? So these things happen as well, man. So be careful what you are doing. If you break up with someone, make sure that you know that person quite well. Some people are Satan worshippers. They do black magic on you. They try to control you. They don't have any feelings for you. They don't care what you do, if you miss them or not. They just want to control you. This is the part of narcissists which is very scary. Their supply, like what they feed on is people's like validation, and they can control you. You listen to them, and then you always tell them they're beautiful, they are this great. They feed on that. They feed on souls. They feed on people's time. So I always mention time. Time is so precious. It's so much more precious than money. Do you know why? Because you can gain back money. You cannot gain back time. You can gain back health by eating better or exercising, but two things you cannot stop is time and aging. Aging goes with time, right? So let's say you made some mistakes. Of course, in life, you're not going to be perfect, but you make some mistakes, learn from them. Don't take back your ex over and over again, which I did. And I always say this, it always haunts me. I sometimes had sleep, what do you call that? Not paranoia, like sleep paralysis, like in the sleep, is it sleep paralysis or what? Like you sleep, but you cannot wake up. You feel like you're awake, but you're not waking up, and you cannot breathe. Sleep paralysis, I think, yeah. And that time, sometimes people actually lose life in that position because the body somehow goes frozen, you feel cold, unless you bump into something on bed, you can wake up, right? So I've seen horrible stuff like that. I had 3 times in my life, sleep paralysis, very scary. I really believe there are certain things which, if you really, really think, when people think of you and you also think of them, or some things will happen. You remember someone when someone is in, keeping you in their, thought process. So that's kind of connection. Sometimes it's a good connection, sometimes it's not. Sometimes people just wish you bad and they give you evil eye, even if you like it or not, believe it or not, but it's true. I have gone through severe series of misfortunes. Maybe these are small incidents, but that saved me from, because once I saw it, okay, someone is doing something funny business, man, you have to separate yourself, detach from them, and you cannot keep anything that belongs to them. You have to literally move on. So yeah, these things can hurt. One last thing I'll tell before I finish these videos is that I always forget this topic. There are certain people, I'm not going to say girl or guy, certain type of people, they will come into your life virgin, and they will try to show that they're crazy about you. They shower you with love. They, at first you're not really ready and you're like not that open, but they make sure they win your trust, and they make you crazy about them. They make you like literally fall in love. You'll be like, wow, that person is awesome. She shows or he shows the best things, the interesting things. And you'll feel different angles. You'll feel sympathy for them. You'll feel love for them. You'll feel attraction towards them. And one time you'll like see they literally control you, and you like it. And this is kind of like almost being under spell. Okay, like someone is controlling your mind, but you're liking it. A lot of people I know, their life partners control them, like husband controls the wife or wife controls the husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, vice versa. How do they do that? This is called manipulation. Some people have very messed up mind. They don't love. These are narcissists. Okay, they don't love anybody really. They don't have a sense of belonging. They don't have any self-respect. They don't have any self-love. They're just unhappy people from something happened to them in childhood. So they went through trauma and they pass that on. Even if you are a most normal dude or a girl, they'll come into your life 1, 2, 3, 4 years, whatever. By the time they left, you have aged so horrible. You look lifeless and you lost interest in life. You've been so traumatized that you cannot come out of it so easily. You will be literally destroyed. Okay, so be very careful. You'll see some like signs in these people. At first, the first few months, it will be magical. Okay, this is, I'm telling you the difference between a normal relationship and weird messed up one. Okay, normal relationship, things go slow. People, both of them take slow. They're realistic. They don't lie that much. They don't have to impress by complimenting. You do slowly, flowers, you know, from yourself. You know, you go dating, you go walk, you know, those sweet relationships that develop. It goes sometimes to weddings and stuff, but that's a normal process. The other side, certain people will meet. I met my first girlfriend through tagged high five long time back, and she was a crazy one. She was 17, 18 sometime. I think I was just 21. And then she left me, she stayed and she left, and then she went to someone else, and then she got heartbroken, she came back. Very weird. And then I ended up being engaged to her, and then it was also broken. But this relationship, many over the years, over and over, I see that they come and they leave, come and leave, you know. And now I know, you know, I'll tell you. So these people, they'll come into your life, they will make sure that you love them, not that they love you. You'll think they love you, but you'll fall in love with them in exchange. Like, oh, you know, my ideal kind of girl, she's crazy, I like that. I used to like crazies, okay? I used to like girls who are kind of crazy. They drive crazy, crazy life, dance, drink. But at one point I noticed one thing, like if you get a little bit old and you want to settle down a little bit and you want to be a little bit, you know, settle in life. You don't want drama all the time. In a relationship, you don't want these fights, crazy things, crazy people, you know, suspecting people, trust issues. This thing will destroy your peace, okay, on your mind. But you'll see life is no longer normal after a few months. They are acting suspicious, you know, after so much of love, meeting, so many memories, you know, sweet things, you know, you went through. Suddenly one day you'll see like they tell you like, can I have your phone? And can I have your password? Or tell me about your ex, you know, tell me everything in your life, all your secrets, maybe in 1 month time. And you'll be like, if you're smart, you will not do that. But if you care for them and if you're already fallen for them, you'll share things with them which you're going to regret. They're going to use this as a weapon and then charge on you when you have a fight, okay? Normal people, normal relationships, people fight over normal things like, why did you leave me on the streets today, okay? They don't bring back things from 5 years back just to have a fight. And slowly you'll see it goes more and more toxic. You'll start having fights and you start feeling like you are a crazy person because what is happening? How did I end up here from nothing? You know, sometimes fight break out from nothing. You know, you didn't do anything. They just upset. They're like one day upset, like you're not sensitive enough. They tell you stuff like that. And then you don't care. You don't ask me. You don't give. You know, from normal life, suddenly this thing starts happening. They will say that I do so much for you. You don't do anything for me. What's up with that? Why do you look at that girl? You know, do you miss your ex? Do you talk to them still? These are some things you're not doing. They just want to have a fight and they want to create drama. And this is how they at first control you, then they mess you up, and then third stage, after a lot of nice moments spent, intense moment when you really want to be with them, that, you know, I had enough of this, you know, I want a commitment, I want to have, you know, closure, I want to be with you. All this time you thought they wanted to be with you, they really like, you know, give me a ring, give me this. Moment you ask them like, I'm serious about you, I want a commitment, they start acting like you are the bad guy, and they start acting like they're the victims. They go depressed and they say, these are the things wrong with you, that's why I cannot commit to you, and that's why I'm going to leave, you know. And they actually left because they got bored. They know you through and through and they're done with you. They're just using you as supplies, okay? They're using you like devil feeds on your soul, okay? I'm sorry to say, these people, they don't even know, maybe they are victim in themselves, like, but they destroy your peace knowingly, unknowingly. They take all your time. They don't let you go out to people. They don't let you socialize with other people because they're afraid if they lose your time or interest, you may lose interest in them. And if you find someone really good, you'll move on. You know, you'll not be with these people no more. And this is the mistakes if you make, you'll regret this. You'll never get back your time and you'll be so messed up in your head, right? So watch out for these signs, and they will meet someone when they're with you. They'll start doing things, sleeping with them, going out, chit-chatting, and they'll look at you like, you know, because you wanted like, you know, be honest life, but they look at you like, what a fool. They have no idea what I'm doing. I'm so smart. In their world, they're so happy because they can control your mind. They feed on in this power, okay? So make sure you know people who control you. Don't let people tell you what to do, make decisions on, you know, what they like, and don't let people feed on your soul, okay? Because once they have that control over you, literally like they have the remote over you, and you are not really being yourself. You cannot do anything, the simple things, you know, you feel guilty and you feel like, oh no, you haven't done anything, but they just blamed you, like you did not see me or you did not care for me, okay? And they say stuff like that, that if you love me so much more, I would definitely not leave you. They would leave you, trust me, they would leave you at any cost, because they get bored after a while. They need constant action, they need constant fights or something, like messed up situations, so they can be excited all the time. It's like, this is how it works. Normal people don't live like that, right? They don't live on fights, ugliness, weird extreme things. Normal people live, they do shopping, they stay, they get married, they have children, and they perhaps do like normal things, watching movie with family, spend time, socialize. These people will be always not showing their faces. They don't want to be in public or social media. They always stay invisible. They never approve. They will never, you always say like, don't take a selfie and don't post. They'll tell you, don't post in social media, people, later. So when people are being secretive, they don't let you see their phone, but they want to see your phone. They always suspect you. They always bring out fight from nowhere, or they just, like gaslight you or ghost you, like they used to see you all the time, but nowadays, after 5 times, like attempt, they see you once, right? So they are not eager to see you no more. See those red flags and make sure you walk away right then. You have to be tough. It will break your heart. Definitely, it's not easy, because they know, they feed on that, your weakness, right? Moment they see they lose grip, they get very angry. That time they can be very, 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 dangerous, because they lose piece of, they don't want you back, but they'll reach out to you and they feed you information. They'll try to get you back or give you some sweet memories or sweetness, give you some hope. You'll be like, oh no, maybe I was wrong. But they don't intend that. Their intention is to know what you're doing now, because they have no information on you. They are just very interested what my ex is doing. They have someone perhaps, but they will want to control your life and they want to destroy your peace. They will say, maybe I'm seeing this guy is so much better than you, he's good looking, he's like a bodybuilder, all these things. Just maybe if it's not true, they'll feed you, because then you'll be messed up, like, why is she doing this to me? Because we broke up, like we didn't work out, but at least have some respect, right? They don't give you the respect. So when exes come back, never take them back. Okay, some people say maybe if you had a misunderstanding or something not nice, like misunderstanding in a way, yeah. But imagine there's a thing said, I'll finish with this story. I thought I was crazy to think of it. Women and men are very different. They think differently. For a guy, it's a big deal if your girlfriend, partner, whatever, slept with someone else. This is like death of like relationship to them. They cannot look back. If you're really a real guy or something, I don't think you'll be able to take like someone destroyed my property. We think like this, we are men, and not property as in like we control them, but something we're very proud of. These are like our family. If you're a real dude, you know what I'm trying to say. Even real women would appreciate like when guys are loyal and they are always very proud of someone. They always talk about their girl. But once that's ruined, the guy will never ever be normal. Maybe you can be thinking like, hey, maybe let's be friends. You cannot be friends with your exes. Okay, don't be doing that. I made that mistake a lot of times. No, I learned the hard way, right? Third thing I would say, when they are being nice to you after being horrible to you, they are coming back not as a whole. They're coming back into pieces or leftovers. Okay, that is very dangerous, because they are already heartbroken that you left them and you didn't appreciate or approve their nonsense. But their only reason I can think of coming back is revenge. They were hurt. They hate you. They hate your gut. Believe it or not, you might think, once they love me, how can they hate us? They can't. Once you abandon them, you don't approve their games no more, you don't play their games, they absolutely hate you. Okay, so yeah, better be alone, better be at peace, at least have some closure. You can trust yourself, but don't make mistakes in life that will cost you. Depression can get to you. They can make you do horrible things, and you can be literally like lose your mind. I went very close to that at some point, last 2 months, and that's why I was not very stable. So that's why I started doing workouts, exercises, be positive, and not look for, like, it's always nice when the exes ring you back and you feel like, hey, like she's back, she misses me. No, these are mistakes. You never can count on these things. Okay, because things are not as they seem. You cannot trust people once they broke your trust. I don't think it can be fixed. Okay, because once someone cheated on you, once someone broke your trust, they will do it again, because that's the way they are. Certain people, they are very loyal. Like, let's say you are a good person, you heard me all this time, right? You're a good person, you always were honest, you know, you never cheated on your partner, or you never lied to people, you never, how to say, manipulated people, you know that, you know, you have good intentions. But some people don't have good intentions. Even your family members sometimes can be jealous, your relatives, they seem like they're very happy for you, but they might poison you. Believe me, believe you me. So thank you so much for watching, guys. And this is the point I really missed, you know, I don't know, for some reason I couldn't say it. So yeah, when you notice, you know, when you want closure, you want to, you know, let's say propose to them, that's the time they'll leave you. Okay, and you wonder, isn't that what I wanted, what both of us, or what she wanted? They never wanted that. Okay, if they wanted, they would say yes long time back. And if people really want to reach out to you or say sorry, apologize like they mean it, they would have, they'll find a way. If they never say sorry to you ever, you always notice this, go back, did she ever feel sorry for, or he feels sorry for their mistake and genuinely say sorry? If you never heard a sorry, that person is a horrible person, you know. So yeah, watch out for this red flags. Thanks for watching and enjoy. And you know, I'm gonna be a little bit like this, goofy and stupid sometimes, but I'm just, you know, rolling with life. Okay, and I'm accepting, I am how do I say this, I'm embracing life as it happens, because it's different, it's weird, it's no longer the same. But yeah, I feel if you stay in touch with reality, and also if you feel sharing, you know, if you, let's say, feel like doing a channel, you want to review fragrances or talk about your life or motivational things, psychology, start it, you know, start a, like a podcast or a video, you know, slowly grow. You'll find like-minded people, and you'll feel much better when you can just, you know, share with someone. You have ears, you know, to listen to your story. You'll feel much better. Have a nice day. Love you all, and thanks for all for reaching out to me. Oh, one other update, sorry. I think, you know, music, it has a very powerful healing power. Okay, like, how do I say, sometimes, you know, I just spend all night listening to songs. I making the video long. Music, somewhat like a peaceful music, meaningful songs, you know, and you listen, it just somehow like honey, it just soothes in your heart, you know. It, people who listen to songs, music, you know, these people have extra strength. So if you never, you know, like feel like, you know, if you feel like you want to relax, you know, listen to some music, some songs, you know, spend some time, you know. Sometimes I go to places where they have live music, just a total strange place, new place, I just go and sit, enjoy my meal, and listen to people sing. So there's this singer, I've been listening to her, and it's really, really, you know, she's from Bangladesh, and her voice, there's something about it, it just really, really relaxes you. So I'm thinking like, hey man, you know, there's my dream once, you know, to marry as artist or a singer. Maybe I should start singing again, isn't it? So yeah, keep it in mind, music is very powerful too. Take care. And also, yeah, advice from me, if you're religious, stick to your God, you know, you will find your answers very, very clearly sometimes, you know, if you really are transparent with your Lord. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching, and good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh.